Okay, this video is to show how to get images from the gallery inside of Notebook into the Smart Table Toolkit by having them be transparent. So there's ways of getting images into the toolkit by using the online gallery, but if you have images inside Notebook and you wish to resize them and make them transparent and they aren't the right size from the gallery inside of the toolkit, or they aren't transparent, then this is how you would do it. I'm going to use a free program called GIMP. So type in GIMP into Google, and the first hit that comes up, just click on this link here where it says Windows, and this will take you to the address. There is gimp.org/Windows. The option there to use the installer, click on that. When that comes up, click on download. It'll take a little while, a few seconds. It'll show you some adverts. Ignore that. Depending on what browser you're using, it might come up with this information bar to say that Internet Explorer has actually blocked the download. Say OK to that, up to the top bar here, and click, and then say yes, download the file. And once you click that, it will actually download the GIMP exe after a few seconds onto your desktop. So just take a few seconds for that. It comes up and asks me where I want to save it. So I'll click to save. I'll choose desktop and I'll press save. Now I've already downloaded it for the sake of the video, so I'll skip this part. Once you have it downloaded, double click on the program and it will bring up a wizard to install. Just keep clicking next, just say install, and it will install the program onto your computer. Once it's installed, it will give you the option to launch. I'm going to uncheck that to show you where it will appear in your programs folder. Whenever you want to load GIMP, press start, go to all programs, choose GIMP, and load the program. So you may have other graphic design programs that you can use. This is one that's free, so I know everyone can get hold of it, and it's easy to create the images that you need to create. So let's say I found this image in Notebook and I wanted to use it. I wanted to make it the right size and I wanted to make it transparent. What I do is drag it onto Notebook. I can resize it so it's a reasonable size to start with. Click on the image, go to Edit and choose Copy. Then go to the GIMP program, choose Edit, and go to Paste as New Image. It will load the image into GIMP. The next thing I need to do is add a transparency layer so that I can make all of this white content transparent. So to do that, go to the Layer File menu, go to the Transparency option and choose Add Alpha Channel. There's two ways of getting rid of all of this white. The first way is by using this tool on the left hand side that says Fuzzy Select Tool. If you click that and you draw around the actual image, it will make a guess at where the dead white space is, and you can see here that it's actually selected all of this dead white space. Choose the Edit button once it's done that and just click on Cut. That will get rid of all that white space, and if you see this checkered grey, that means the image is now transparent. I'm going to undo the cut and I'm going to deselect. just by choosing the select menu and choosing none to show another way of selecting the white. This is because some images, they won't respond well to that quick selection tool. Next to the wand, the fuzzy select tool, there's this pointer with 3 coloured blocks. If you click on that, it will select any colour that you choose that's the same. So if I click on the white background now, it's going to find any part of the image that's white. And you'll see it's also selected these areas in the middle here. So I need to unselect them. In order to do that, I'll use this lasso tool that's to the left of the wand tool. This will allow you to choose a region. Now, in order to unselect an area, I need to hold down the Control key of my keyboard. And when I hold down Control and I move around this area, you'll see it's unselected it. If you don't hold Control, it will reselect more of that area, like this. If you hold down Control, it will deselect. And you can tell by the symbol that actually appears above the select tool. So I've selected my white area, and I'll remove that again the same way I did before by going to Edit and Cut. Now I have my image, but it's got all of this dead space at the top and at the bottom, so I need to crop. This tool here, which looks like a scalpel, is the crop tool. If you click this and then you just define the area of the image you want to keep, it will give you a quick view of what that looks like. Press the Enter button on your keyboard and your image is now cropped. The last thing I need to do is resize it for the toolkit. If you're using this image as a draggable item in something like hotspots or hot spaces, then I recommend that it's resized to between 150 and 200 pixels on the longest edge, depending on how many images there actually are. If there's only 4 images, then the size of 200 works really well for all 4 of the images. If there's more than 4, then 150 pixels is what I recommend. So I'll go to the image option and I'll choose Scale Image. This will give me the option here and show me how many pixels in width and height my image is. The longest at the moment is 338. Now, since I'm going to be only using 4 images in my hot spaces, I'm going to resize this to 200. So I'll select, I'll type 200, and then I'll click in the other box so that it updates that with the correct aspect ratio. I'll press the scale button and it will resize my image to 200 pixels along the longest edge. Now I need to save my image. I'll go to the File menu, choose Save As, and I'll choose somewhere that I need to save it to. I'm going to save it to the My Pictures folder, but I want to actually create a new folder. I'll create a folder and I'll call this Apples. Inside of the Apples folder now, I'll give my image a name, Apple 1, and I need to make sure that I'm saving it as a PNG image. To do that, at the bottom here where it says Select File Type, I'll click on the plus sign. I'll scroll down to where it says PNG, and then I'll just use Save. This option here, ignore, just leave it to all of the defaults that it's at and press the Save button. Now my image is saved, let's see it in the toolkit. I'll load the table toolkit. I'll add a hot spaces activity. We'll call it Apples. And then I'll add the image by using the Import Image option on the right hand side. I'll click Import Image. I'll go to my Pictures folder. I'll go to Apples and I'll select the Apple 1 PNG. And there it is with a transparent area around it. If I wanted to do another one, I'll repeat the same process. So let's find another image. I only have one image of an apple. Let's choose some more fruit. Okay, let's go with these oranges. So again, select your image, choose Edit and Copy, over to GIMP, choose Edit, Paste as New Image, select the white area. I'm using the Quick Selection tool, the fuzzy toolbar, because I have a defined edge. Layer, Transparency, Add Alpha Channel, Edit, Cut, over to my scalpel tool to crop, select the area to crop, press enter, up to image to scale it to the right size, choose scale image, look at the longest edge, change to 200, click in the opposite box to update from the right aspect ratio, click scale, choose file, save as. It's going back into my same folder as before. If I wanted to save it to a new folder, I could go up to this same directory, create a new folder that said orange. Once I'm inside my oranges folder, call it orange1, change the file type to PNG, choose save, ignore the defaults, choose save, back to my toolkit, import image, my pictures, oranges, and there's my orange image. And that's how you take images from the gallery inside of Notebook, add them to GIMP, resize, change the transparency, and save as a PNG. Now, I could also find myself, by using the image banks that we're going to provide, with an image that isn't transparent and isn't the right size. So in order to use GIMP for the same process, I have an image here on my desktop of an apple that I maybe got from a stock library. In order to do the same process to this, I'll open GIMP, I'll choose File, Open, I'll go onto my desktop to find my fruit JPEG, I'll open it, open on the left hand side here, same process as before. I'll choose my fuzzy selection tool, select the white area, go to Layer, Transparency, Add Alpha Channel, Edit, Cut. I don't need to crop because there's no extra space around the outside. Go to Image, Scale Image, choose the longest edge, change to 200, click in the opposite box to update, press Scale, File, Save As, and I'll save it in the same place as my others. So I'll go to My Pictures, I'll go to Apples, and I'll call it Apple 2, select File Type, choose PNG, save, ignore the defaults, press Save, to my toolkit, import image, My Pictures, to the apples, choose Apple 2, and load, and there we have. Just to show you an example, the original file, if I just imported the original apple, you'll see it's here. It's too big, it has a big white block around it, and that's the reason why we need to apply the transparency and the resize to it.